All right, Houston, the day we've been waiting for. Our appraisal's in, the duplex is done. We have renters already signed up and ready to move in. Let's run through all the numbers because since day one I've been saying we're gonna build this thing for free. A lot of people have been saying, how the hell are you gonna do that? Well, it's the Build-A-Burr, that's what I'm calling it. Our ARV, we thought would be $530,000 after we build it. That's what it's gonna appraise for. 75% of that when we go to the bank to get a refinance on it is gonna be $394,000. Last week's video, we said we were going to be well under budget. Well, of course, we jinxed ourselves.
You didn't believe that, did you?
No, we jinxed ourselves, of course. Chase is going to go over the issues we ran into with the city and our culverts, which luckily nothing on the inside, nothing that held up the green tag from that, but of course, extra costs that we didn't expect. But all in all, I ran through the numbers today. We came in $500 under budget at $393,500. So we're building it for free, but do you want to tell them the good news?
Yeah, I'll let you tell them the good news. Usually, like you said, we wait till the end of the video. We're not going to make you guys wait.
We're not assholes like that some YouTube clickbait's going to be like, wait till the end of the video to make you watch the video.
Everybody's always worried about the appraisal. We don't have to be worried about the appraisal.
We don't have to be worried about the appraisal.
Go, I'll let you go.
560, guys.
Yeah.
560. So not only are we building it for free, we're actually going to make a little money off of it, which never going to complain about that. The cool part about it is that we won't have to make our first mortgage payment until July 1st because of how mortgages work. It's always going to be the following month. We already have 2 signed leases. Moving in June 1st, which means that we will be truly $0 out of pocket completely.
Yeah, I mean, so the nice thing about these tertiary markets, especially in Alvin, is it's a place people want to live, and we overbuild for less, right? And everybody always wants to say, hey, don't overbuild your market. Well, we have the ability to do that because of where our numbers are and the construction crews that we run and the way we manage our projects. We go fast, we don't pull a lot of draws, we save some money on the construction, and we overbuild for the area. And as much inventory as is here, there's nothing like this in this market.
Guys, wait till you see this thing. This thing looks awesome.
It's awesome.
We're gonna make a couple small tweaks to the next plan set. We already got another build starting, and it's more of just like refining. We're gonna steal some space for the master bedroom, little things like that, steal some space for a bigger pantry. But as far as the area, you always wanna go one step up. You know, obviously some of you guys are gonna look at this finishes and be like, you know, it's not really all that, you know, porcelain countertops and all this and all that. Like, well, this isn't the Heights, so you're not gonna get $6,000 a month for rent or whatever it is. You wanna build one step up because a lot of people, they'll overbuild for the area and there's really no reason for that. So,
I mean, the nice thing about this market, I've already got several doors in this area, so we've got a pool of renters that we can already pull from. We've got people on waiting lists. My wife is our realtor. She's our property manager, so she already has reached out to everybody and anybody that she knows that's going to want this. We've already got it done. The 2 leases are signed. It's done.
Money's in the bank.
At very good market rental numbers for our tenants. We gave them a good deal. And at the same time, it's a fair price for us, and we don't have to go to the market. We just, they move in when it's done. That's a great thing about it.
Because I would rather take somebody ahead of time than, could we have stretched it? Probably got $100 per month. But once you do the math, if you put it in the market for 30 days, okay, so there's $2,000 that we just missed out on both sides. If you do the math, $100, it's actually better to take the $100 less up front, get tenants in there. Plus, we'll just raise it next year when the time comes up. And
they're known tenants. We have history with them. They're in some of my other rentals. They're upgrading. They're just, their families are getting bigger. One of our tenants is our maintenance guy, Lucas.
Can't beat that.
He goes around to our properties and fixes our stuff.
He better take care of it.
What a tenant, right? You know he's going to take care of it. He works for us and he's a maintenance guy. So nothing is going to happen. And like you said earlier in some of these videos is the reason you shift from renovating and new builds is because you have no maintenance on this thing for the next, 7 to 10 years at the very minimum.
CapEx should be nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
Maybe a few little peccadillos here and there. As you get new houses going, they're always going to have some kinks and bends.
You might have turnover or something like that. Or a plumber could have made a mistake and we have a leak right off the bat. But I mean, we shouldn't. We leak tested and stuff like that. But also materials are materials. So like
everything's
you can have
under warranty. All the air conditionings are under warranty. All the plumbing's under warranty. All the electrical's under warranty. And the nice thing about having these guys that I have, our electrician, our plumber, our HVAC, they roll to other projects. The same electrician that did this one is going to do Dalton. The same HVAC is going to do this one.
So if they mess something up, hey brother, get your ass back there.
Get your ass back there and go fix it. And it's all under warranty. And they want to keep that gravy train going. And they want to keep us happy. So that's always nice to have, right?
All right, so you want to run through what
Culverts, man, culverts. I usually never have to do work twice. It's very rare that I have to do work twice. I don't like it. It slows down things and costs more money. Man, I got eaten alive on these culverts. So what happened was when the first time we got our stabilizing sand delivered, stabilizing sand is basically a sand compound with like a concrete substance. So when you pick it up from the plant, they spray it with a chemical and it activates the stuff in the sand, and you have about 8 to 18 hours before you have to lay it where you're doing, or it won't set. And so that's what happened. I set it here. I was going to do it the next morning. We set it here in the afternoon. 18 hours window is rolling, and it rained that night. And of course, all the compound goes off, and you're dead in the water. So I set it anyway, not thinking, put the culverts in, and they can't. So what the city of Alvin will come out and do is they'll look at this bank sand or this stabilizing sand, and they'll take a probe and they'll try to ram it right into the sand, and it's got to not go in. So you can see, I mean, I'm pressing super hard with just my thumb, and it's not even going anywhere. So it's almost like concrete.
Almost like concrete.
Yeah, it is. And you can see where some of our concrete mixture, because we actually made some of our own. So we mix limestone concrete. It's a different type of concrete in with our stabilizing sand when we got it the last time, so that we could make sure that it's set up properly, because I wasn't going to pull them out a fourth time, or however many times we're on. I've lost count thus far. So not
How
only
much
does
money
it
did that cost us?
What's that?
How much money do you think that cost us with having to pull it out?
A couple grand. Yeah, it was a couple grand, because each load of stabilizing sand, $700, and we had 3. Right? And so we had to pull them out, put them back in, pull them out, put them back in. The other thing that they have to do is they have to come over here, and they have to make sure that the stabilizing sand's underneath as well. So not only does it have to be on the sides, now it's got to be underneath. And you'll see we've got a bunch left over that we've spread out just to make it so that people can park. That's going to go over the top. And then our asphalt is going to clip right into it. So in the city of Alvin, whatever your road is made of, concrete, asphalt, or whatever, it has to match the road. It's called the approach. So this is asphalt. So we normally would just do a concrete driveway coming out. And this is some of the stuff that hurts too. Like the last time my guy came out, he pushed it and he caught up. So now we've broken our, so now I got to come out and saw cut.
I didn't even see that.
It sucks. We'll have to, I got my guys coming out, they'll saw cut it. It's not that big of a deal, because we'll put an expansion board right there. We'll saw cut it, it'll look nice. We'll put an expansion, we'll pour right in, you'll never even see it. Like, you'll never know unless you know, right? So it'll look beautiful, it'll look perfect. That's the kind of stuff happens when you have to redo your work. We normally never have to redo work. And this time, I mean, it got me. It really did. It was very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But we got him in now. We've got the green tag. The green tag is in my truck. Yeah.
You want to take us through the house and do a little tour?
You want to go?
Let's do it.
So this side has electric, some pretty spectacular wood accent walls on the outside. Man, with this lap board, it looks really cool. All right, so the whole thing, we've got the paper off, and this is our final, before our final clean product. So our little nook that we're gonna put some hooks on, that's our last little bit, and then it opens into an enormous, for our properties and what they're used for, an enormous living area downstairs. The kitchen, everything's nice white. You've got off-color walls on your white, all the nice stainless steel appliances, everything is in its place now. I mean, there are literally very few things that we have to do.
Dude, I'm so glad we went with gas. The house that we just moved into has gas.
So smart.
And oh my gosh, dude.
So smart.
It's night and day difference.
So smart. Yeah, gas is awesome. And then we've got our backyards are fully enveloped with the fencing now. So you can see how much green space, and it's a good size.
This is a good size.
It's really good size.
For an apartment, yeah.
for a place like this, it's awesome. All the way back. I mean, look, you've got almost 50 feet to the back of this.
What's the time frame that the sod takes to set?
Say it again?
The time frame that the sod takes to set, like to actually grow?
About 4 months. It'll be done over the summer. Yeah. Yeah, you'll see it you'll see it sort of settle. And this is pretty dormant still right now, but with a few more rains that we're going to get this week.
The rain will help, right?
Yeah, the rain will turn it back on. I call it, they'll turn it off, turn it back on. And then over here, look, that's our pantry. Check
Ever
that
have.
out, man.
Oh,
How good does that look?
we went the light downstairs too in the
How
mirrors.
good does that look, man? It looks so good, dude. That's our pantry. This was one of our additions that wasn't on the plan set. Remember,
that we need to.
I think it worked out so well.
Well, that's one that we're also going to expand on the next one, right?
Yes. And then remember, in the plan set.
Okay, so with the one correction we still have to might make is, do we want to keep the dining room fixture here? Or where were you thinking, Chase? We put it over here?
Well, we have two options. So we could move it from here to here and have your dining room there. And then this would be more of your living area. So your dining area would sit kind of in this corner.
Okay.
Against these windows. And then your living area would be obviously sectioned off for this entire wall, right? This whole wall, maybe a couch or a sofa right here.
I feel like it might be big enough.
Do you know the reason they put the dining area right there is because they had a bar top in the plan set. So they had bar stools here and your kitchen table here. So it all flows together as one kitchen, and then this side of the room would normally be your living space. And that's kind of how they had it set up.
And I understand that part of it for sure.
One last thing, they had this as originally as a normal size door. So if you take away one of these doors, you could see that you have more
the
wall
room
space
for the TV and stuff like that.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
We got these on discount, so I ordered these thinking that they would be bigger, more natural light.
It is definitely more natural.
It is, yeah. With the blinds open, it's going to make a huge difference.
Okay, let's run upstairs. Now that we saw the downstairs, let's see the upstairs. And that's one of the...
Dude, I'm so glad you pressed me on the front door, bro.
It looks so good, dude,
It looks so, and I want to get... we'll get a video from down, and it looks so good looking down.
Yeah.
So the stairs came out really nicely. Everything came out nice, but look at this. This is like one of the best views right here. I think this is so good. When you look right here and see the light coming through, I just think that looks really nice from the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like one of my best, it's like a good picture.
So this is one of the changes we're going to make on the next plan set, right? Is we're going to steal this area.
Yeah. We're going to bring this whole wall out, and we're going to cut this hallway or this little
nook.
This little nook, weird nook down. We'll eliminate one of the outlets here, and we'll just bring this whole piece this way, and that'll add.
It'll steal so much
to the
into
square
master
footage of the
bedroom.
master. One of the things that we like to do, these are $10 on Amazon, and so you don't have a line hanging down in your face.
That was such an annoyance, dude.
Them, right?
So annoying.
So you put these on for $10. Yeah. So this is our master, and remember, if that whole wall shifts that way, look how much more space you'd have just optically if you push that whole wall this way.
Yeah, I love it.
It's gonna create such a good.
And this is still, dude, a massive closet, dude.
It's massive. I don't even know where the light is. Here we go. Look at this place.
I mean, it's a finished closet too, not just a wall.
Yeah.
Not just, you got the bars and you got the drawers and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things my trim guys really do well is they know
So
exactly.
is that part of the trim guy or is that the cabinet
This
people?
is the trim guy, man.
That's trim guy?
Yeah, he does, and he knows what I like. He knows I like the little shelving here. He knows I like the long for ladies in their dresses, and then he knows I like 2 long ones or even 3 long ones, and then back here he says is for the husbands because they have
the tiny little
they have less stuff, right?
Yeah. So now is he building all that stuff? So it's just material, or is he buying those cabinets and everything?
No, we customize every closet, man. So we buy the 1x2, we buy the 1x12, and every closet is different because every closet is set up differently.
And he makes it?
Different dimensions, and he makes every single one of them for me.
You want to go in there and turn all our lights on?
Yeah,
So
let's
we can
go, man.
do the big reveal here of the master?
Let me turn them all on first because this is
there's
really
2 individual ones?
Oh yeah, dude. So what's popular, or what my wife says is popular, are these.
Because what we say, Chase doesn't do deco, right?
I don't do decorative. I don't do it at all. No,
well, that's what we asked Sarah.
I don't do it. So what she told me was popular were these type of oval, or I don't want to say weirdly shaped, but that's what they are to me. Like it looks like an egg.
It looks like an egg, yeah.
But it gives it a little bit of flair, right? Gold fixtures, and then check out the shower.
Here's the showstopper.
Look at this thing.
I'm thinking,
look how big this thing is.
Massive, dude.
It's massive. Look. I mean, it's huge. 3 people, big enough for 3 people.
Dude,
gold, all the gold trim.
I love the gold, dude.
Yeah.
I still need to get some of that grout because we're coming up on tile over
And
there.
the frameless glass, just look how, I mean, it looks fantastic. I actually don't like the reflections very often, but the glass reflecting the mirror,
off the mirror,
it looks cool to me in this particular setting. It just looks good because the tile we got, Gabe, also has the gold and the brown in it, so it ties everything together, bro.
Everything, dude.
Yeah, unknowingly we did that. Like I picked that out just because it was an inexpensive tile, and look how good it looks. It ties everything together. The floor, the grout, the trim, all of it just goes, man.
And I like that the fixture's the same gold. You know, have you ever walked in a bathroom and saw where you have like 3 different
They're slightly
brasses
different.
or golds? Oh, it drives me nuts.
It's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, but all of them all match
Yep.
each other.
So they all match. Yeah.
Even your hardware. And
This is by
everything.
trial and error too, because I buy these on Amazon and I buy these on Amazon. So I have to find this to match this, and then I gotta get think about it, then I gotta get this edging to match that. This comes from Floor & Decor.
Well, I need you to send me some of that because
Bro.
I'm gonna run into the same issue.
This is legit. Floor & Decor, Amazon, then my shower glass guy's gotta come up with this color, and then I have to find the right color on the trim as well. So it's all,
What are those Moen or
those are Moen, yep. Those are Moen, yep. Yeah. So we'll go Delta next time. In fact, Dalton will have Delta. Deltas are just a little bit more prevalent. They're a little bit easier to find, and they're not as expensive. Moen is definitely top of the line stuff when it comes to this type of build. Yeah. People love it, man. We've already got 2 renters.
That's what I like
At
to see.
market. At above market, maybe. I don't know. Market is market, but I mean, we got a good number. Let's go look at the other
I would
stuff.
say so. We always do gold in the master, and then we do
Oh,
black in the other one.
I don't know. What do you think? You like Gold in the Master, right?
I like golden master. I think it goes. I think it fits well. I think whatever your kitchen is, that's
Yep.
what you should have your master at.
So full laundry.
Dude, this room is huge.
I
Dude.
know, dude.
I almost feel like we could steal some space from this.
You could.
Because this is like
You could
this
bring
is like
this-
an actual room.
I know. You could bring. It is a
Like
room.
it
Look,
should,
I'm
you should just open up and be like,
Side
that's
by
where your
side,
stuff is. Yeah.
If we really had problems finding renters or we needed some extra flair, listen, you could always put washer dryer, and then you could put another countertop on top of this to
Yeah.
give them a fold top or whatever. So there
This thing
are
is
upgrades.
It's huge, dude.
Yeah, and then we always have extras of these, so we just add them to the laundry room or the bathrooms. People
Yeah,
like that.
that makes sense.
You know, bedroom 1, and then this is my only. There we go. Here, hold on. I gotta find the lights. There you go. Look at that. It's just really simple, but it's just really good. It's just really nice.
It's clean. That's
Yeah.
why I like it.
It's just clean.
easy, clean, elegant.
clean black lines. Look, it just looks good, man.
And do you remember the
Lighted
size
mirrors.
of this mirror? Is it 20 by 30?
It's 24 by 30.
24 by 30.
Yep. And we do
like
these
that.
because it saves, first of all, my electrician installs them. So normally you'd have a vanity up here, but we already have enough can lights that we get inside of our electrical package. So we figured out that we can nix a vanity light, add it to the mirror, and still have enough dome lights from our can lights, right? You've got enough overhead light, and this just gives it a little bit of an upscale feel.
Oh, definitely.
And then you eliminate a $60 vanity light.
Yeah, so we end up about netting the same because you got to buy a mirror anyway.
And it looks nicer. And then my trim guy doesn't have to worry about installing a mirror with those little clips.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cheesy.
Second, third bedroom.
Yeah.
And here's a look at our backyards from upstairs.
It's great, man.
Hell yeah.
560.
560.